Okay, let's get into this. Our deep dive today, it's all about professional AV signal stuff. We're focusing on one specific piece of gear, the Kramer TP-583T 4K HDR HDMI transmitter. And we've got a ton of detail here, not just the technical nuts and bolts, but also the vendor support side. So the mission is kind of figuring out what matters more when you're building a critical system. Is it the raw specs or maybe the backup you get?
Yeah, it's interesting. What's really fascinating about this Kramer unit is how it tackles distance. HDMI cables, they just don't go very far reliably, right? It's a high-performance HDBaseT transmitter. It's built to fix that problem.
Yeah.
It's the kind of hardware system integrators use to get video across, well, pretty large spaces.
And that distance thing, that's where the engineering choices come in, isn't it? The sources highlight this trade-off. If you need the absolute best picture, like 4K at 60 hertz, 4.4.4 color, that's pushing, what, 18 gigs a second. You get a solid 40 meters, about 130 feet, over to standard twisted pair cable.
Yeah, exactly, 130 feet for the top spec. But, and this is key, if you can live with slightly different signal needs, maybe drop the frame rate down to 4K at 30 hertz, then suddenly you can push that signal way further. We're talking up to 70 meters. That's 230 feet. So the choice isn't just about how far. It's about balancing that distance need with the picture quality requirements. Uncompressed color versus maximum reach.
Right, right. And it's not just about brute force distance either. There's some intelligence here. We should probably talk about that intelligent compression handling feature they mentioned.
Exactly. This isn't like, the blocky compression you sometimes see on streaming. It's smarter. The Kramer unit, it kind of automatically senses what it's connected to and adjusts its low-level compression. They call it visually lossless performance, even for those really demanding 4K HDR signals. And crucially, it keeps the latency super low, near zero, essential for live stuff.
And it's doing more than just video too, right? The sources confirm it handles control signals, bidirectional RS-232 and infrared. So you run that single cable 70 meters, and you can still control the Blu-ray player at one end from the projector at the other.
Precisely. You get remote control pass-through along with the high-res video. And managing all that, especially the handshake between devices, needs a bit of, well, management. That's where the IED Pro thing comes in. Intelligent EDID processing. Think of it as the transmitter acting like a diplomat between the source, like a computer, and the display. It makes sure they agree on the best signal settings instantly. Helps avoid those horrible blank screen problems, especially with complex stuff like HDMI 2.0 and HDCP 2.2 copy protection over these long HD base runs.
Okay, so the tech is definitely impressive, solves a real problem. Now let's pivot a bit. Who's actually selling this, and what do they offer around it? HDTV Supply, Inc., they seem to put a lot of emphasis on their credibility.
They do. They mentioned being an HDBaseT.org approved adopter, which is important in this space, and they flagged their Google shopping rating, exceptional top-quality store. You're clearly trying to build trust.
And they've got their own branding too, right? Wolfpack and Wolfpat. That usually signals they're invested in building a whole ecosystem, not just shifting boxes. That, plus the pricing. See, the MSRP is $420, but the actual price is $336. And they even throw in a code, 10% off, for another discount. Seems quite aggressive.
It does. But maybe the most telling part is the support package. First off, a 7-year warranty. 7 years on professional electronics. That's a big statement. It suggests they really stand behind the product's reliability over the long haul.
Absolutely. And then there's the free lifetime technical support. That's huge. And not just lifetime, but look at the ways you can reach them. Phone, chat, text, fax, and email, including fax. That tells you they're serious about supporting installers no matter how or where they work. Old buildings, remote sites, whatever.
Yeah, if you connect all these dots, the professional AV world is fundamentally about managing risk, right? The Kramer box provides the technical solution pushing huge data rates over long distances. The IED Pro handles signal complexity, but HDTV Supply, the vendor, they provide the safety net. That combination of advanced features and that really comprehensive long-term support structure. It's about ensuring the system doesn't just work out of the box, but keeps working reliably for years.
Which brings us back to our core question, really. For you, the user planning a big install, when you're dealing with this kind of complex technology, what ultimately matters more? Is it the raw technical capability, like handling tricky 4K HDR compression flawlessly? Or is it knowing you have that free, lifetime, multi-channel tech support backing you up if something goes wrong? Often it's that human support that really builds confidence in the tech itself. Definitely something to think about next time you're comparing spec sheets and warranties.